Today we're playing Minuet 2 from Suzuki Book 3. Welcome back. Welcome to the studio. My name is Cassie and I'm a professional violist and teaching artist. So today we're working on the second Minuet from Suzuki Book 3, and there's a couple things I want to go over before we do our slow and fast playthrough. The first thing I want you to take note of is that there's actually two minuets here. In the second minuet we have a key change. So we have three flats that appear in the key signature: B flat, E flat, and A flat. And that would tell me that we're either playing an E flat major or C minor. In this case it happens to start out in C minor, so I want us to play a C minor scale. Now the only accidentals that we have in that scale are the accidentals listed in the key signature. So every B is B flat, every E is E flat, and every A is A flat. So for us, we're going to start on the C string, open 1, low 2, because that's E. So open 1, low 2, 3. On the G string, it's open, low 1, not touching 2, 3. So those are all whole steps there. So we've got A flat, B flat, and C. And we're going to continue on to the second octave. So on the D string, it's a low first finger, not touching 2, not touching 3, but we've got to add a low 4 here for A flat. And on the A string, it's a low 1 and a 2. And I'll say the notes before we play them. So we're going to practice that scale first. Let's go to playing position. And we're starting on open C, and I'll just call the notes and the fingers out before we play them. So open C, first finger D, low 2, E flat, third finger F, open G, low 1, A flat, low 2, B flat, third finger C, open D, low 1, E flat, 2 F, 3 G, low 4, A flat, low 1, B flat, and then 2 on C. Now I'd like to do that same scale but descending. So we're starting on second finger on the A string, and I'll call the fingers out again. So starting with low 2, low 1, low 4, 3, low 2, low 1, open D, 3, low 2, low 1, open, 3, low 2, 1, open. So that's the scale that we're going to be playing in that second minuet. The next thing I want us to practice before we do our playthrough is in measure 53. We've got a string crossing from low 4 on the D string to a low 1 on the A string. And I'm going to have you leave your fourth finger down, because when we cross, we're going to cross right back to that. So if you look at measure 53, we start on that low 4, we cross to low 1, B flat, and right back to A flat. So if I lift my finger up, I'm kind of making double work for myself. So we're going to leave it down. Now for this to be successful, you have to be on your fingertips, not the flats. So we're going to practice being on our fingertip. Let's go to playing position. And I want you to swing your elbow underneath the instrument so it's coming closer to your belly button. That's going to help position your finger on the fingertip. And let's set that low fourth finger. Leave it, tap your 1 on the A string, and go right back to that low 4. Great. If you had, when you cross to the A string, if you heard other notes, that means that one of your other fingers is either touching the A string or you're not really on the fingertip. So let's try that again. Swing your elbow underneath the instrument, put your fourth finger on the tip, cross your 1, and then cross back to your 4. So when we get to that measure, we're going to remember, leave 4 down. The next measure I want to cover is measure 75. There's a bunch of tricky string crossings and fingerings in here, so we want to make sure that those are solid before we do our playthrough. So let's go to playing position, and for that very first beat, we have to have our third finger covering both strings. So it's the opposite of what I just told you to do for having your finger on the fingertip. I'm going to take my elbow and swing it the opposite way towards my back or towards my left side so I can flatten that finger out. So let's try that. This is under a slur, and I'm going to make sure that my finger is flat on both strings. We couldn't hop our finger because watch what happens. I'm going to hit that open G string and add a note if I do that. So you have to make sure that that finger is nice and flat, covering both strings. All right, in the next beat, we've got a high 2 and a very, very high 1. So where your 1 usually goes on the D string, it's going to have to scooch up right underneath where your 2 is. So let's try just that beat. We're going to have our second finger on B natural and really scooch your 1 up so it's almost right underneath where your 2 is. It's kind of nestled underneath there, and we're going to play F natural with that. So let's try that again. High 2, B natural. Scooch your 1 up. And then we're back to just regular first position with a low 1. So let's try that measure very, very slowly. 1, 2, go. Flatten that 3. High 2, scooch 1 up, 3. Low 1. Let's try that again. Nice flat third finger. High 2. Good. If you're having trouble really scooting that 1 high enough, I would advise that you just stop, practice setting your 2, and then kind of shifting a little bit your 1 up underneath that 2. So what it looks like is you've got your 2 set and your 1's just practicing scooting underneath on the D string. So that's one exercise that might help that first finger be high enough. The last thing I wanted to point out is that when we go back to Minuet 1 after we've played through Minuet 2, the key change goes back to C major. So make sure that all those flats kind of get obliterated from your memory. Now that we've gone over those practice sessions, we're going to play the slow version. So let's go to playing position. Double check your bow hold, curvy thumb, curvy pinky, and a nice straight wrist. I'll count to 3 and we'll begin. 1, 2, 3. great job on the slow version. We're now going to do the at tempo version, which is a little bit faster. I'll count to 3 twice so we get the tempo set. So let's go to playing position. Check your bow hold, curvy thumb, curvy pinky. Nice straight wrist on your fingertips, and I'll count to 3 twice. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you found this video useful. If you have questions, comments, or videos you'd like me to make in the future, please post that below in the comment section because I really enjoy reading those. Happy practicing!